Hey, I am making my first video in my new room. You might be able to hear the little kids taking swim classes right below my window. Yeah, I live above a high school, and today was the first day of school, so I got to hear all the announcements. The announcement lady is hilarious. Um, yeah, so the video has something to do with my move actually. Yesterday, I it was my first day of school too. And I'm gonna take my wishbone out to show you guys. And I'm feeling a little tired, a little bit anxious because uh, first day of school is it just like um, like a horse, it just starts going and you're trying to catch up. And so I'm feeling a little bit um, out of shape. So I am doing all the things that you need to do to get ready, going to the bookstore and being a student. And I had um, this ache, this ache in my chest all day. I thought that maybe I was gonna start sobbing, or there was tears stuck in there. Um, and I didn't know why. I mean, nothing had happened. I mean, lots has happened, but nothing in particular that day. And sometimes I get a similar symptom if I haven't eaten because I have really low blood sugar. So I was eating a bunch of snacks and, trying everything that humans do that are not mindful. You just try on things in your environment to change what's happening inside. And of course, it's in here, so it has nothing to do with what's out there. Um, and then I went to my first class and I saw um, one of my a new person that I just met the other yesterday, and she was the only face that was familiar to me. And when she walked through the door, I just wanted to get up and give her a big hug like we were best friends, even though I hardly know her. And then I realized what I was feeling was loneliness because I'm in a new city and I'm away from my friends and I'm not with my partner right now. And yeah, so it's a feeling that I haven't felt in a long time. I'd realized I hadn't been touched in a few days, and how that is that's a real thing that we need, sustenance. Anyways, it started getting me thinking about loneliness, and Pema talks about Pema Chodron. You know that I listen to her. In her book, When Things Fall Apart, she talks about different kinds of loneliness or different ways to interpret your loneliness. And she breaks it up into two things, which is hot loneliness and cool loneliness. And the hot loneliness I've been feeling a lot recently. Oh my God. Um, it's when you feel that fear of I, I want love, or I don't have enough, or I can't see myself, so I need someone else to see me to know that I exist. That feeling of anxiety of I need to connect because I don't know where I am. I think that we all feel that way. And when you get that anxiety, like all anxiety, it causes you to react because you're having Shempa, because something is triggering you that feels uncomfortable, and it's in our wiring to react to that immediately. So hot loneliness is when you feel that the rays of heat of this feels uncomfortable, and then you start acting out of that. And that for me looks saying things that I haven't thought about, or um, what I really want to say is drunk texting. That that's one of my hot loneliness reactions, um, because I just want to not feel um, the space. I don't want to feel the space around me. I think that's what it is. I don't want to feel, um, I don't want to feel. That's what it is. That's what hot loneliness is that you don't want to feel it. And that's like most things that are uncomfortable, you know? And the whole thing about being mindful or being awake, or what this guy figured out, was that we don't have to be afraid of feelings that have different textures. You know, I've talked about that before. So cool loneliness does the same thing, right? It's the same sort of rising up. So for me yesterday, everything was like sensitive, like it was so achy, like being a human being in the world just felt like I was new, sort of. And what makes it different is that instead of me just trying to blot it out, instead of me trying to say whatever I needed to say to feel some sort of connection to someone, or I think I know that when we feel anxiety, especially loneliness, is when our addictions start to come out. You know, like the things that we know aren't good for ourselves, but we just have to do it at that second because we need to get away. So the difference of yesterday was that when I realized that I was having this uncomfortable feeling after I had eaten a bunch of bagels, I perked up, and that's a phrase that Pema uses. I perked up, and I was so close to my life, like to my existence, to my wakefulness, because it hurt. You know, like when you feel fine, you don't have to remember that you're a body on the planet. Like you could totally forget, and like that's a thing for me. One of my addictions is distraction. You know, like Facebook and like meeting with people and TV and anything that will take me away from the moment. And this sort of cool loneliness, the one that I inspired me to be instead of inspiring me to get away, it was so beautiful because it caused me to be, it made me be intimate with my own living. Like I was so feeling like I wanted a companion, that I went home and I had tea. This is so simple and beautiful. I had some tea, and the mug was really hot. And usually I'm a poet, you know, so like I want things to move me, and I want to feel things for everything, what I eat, what I see, and like, so usually I'm like putting all these concepts on the tea, like, oh, the tea's warm, so it's beautiful, or the tea is like hydrating my body, and that's beautiful. But I didn't have to like think, you know, it's different. I didn't have to impose a meaning on the tea because I needed it to warm me. It was a totally different experience. Like I held the mug to my chest and it warmed my heart space open, and the smells were so real because I needed the companion of my own living. That's what this cool loneliness did. And so this video is to inspire that when you get that anxious feeling, especially when it has to do with wanting love or wanting to be seen or missing your friends, and I think we all feel that way, instead of trying to run away from it, you could just let it wake you up, and like you can allow love in all different ways instead of one way, you know, like even driving home from school and rolling down the windows and like feeling the breeze on my face, it almost felt like a hand of someone that really cared about me with the wind of my hair. That's how close I was because of this loneliness feeling. Yeah, this is an example of how as soon as we gain some bravery, or by grace, we can look at things that feel sort of uncomfortable, like truly beautiful and surprising things can happen to you. So I'm wishing you guys in any way to perk up to that raw feeling, whether it be loneliness, whether it be something that scares you, um, whatever it may be, to feel how I felt about just sitting on the porch and drinking a cup of tea. That's what I wish for you. And thank you. Thank you for listening. And I care. I'm sending out all of my tenderness out to you. Okay. I'll talk to you soon.